Okay, this event is called ERTech. It's one big umbrella event that brings you 3 conferences over 2 days, 1,600 delegates, 91 exhibitors, and that makes that Australia's largest education technology exhibition and conference.
The 2012 ERTech Technology in K-12 Education National Congress is Australia's biggest technology exhibition. ERTech was home to almost 100 exhibitors and more than 1,600 delegates for 3 days at Sydney's Darling Harbour. Key decision makers and opinion leaders got together with leading industry representatives to review the latest technology developments and discuss the issues underpinning the proliferation of technology in the education space. Education Review Tech Guide was there.
The biggest challenge that we're finding is the professional learning for teachers and also how schools can support the infrastructure with the influx of devices that are coming into their schools. We're excited by the launch of the Education Tech Guide. The Education Review publication has some really high quality articles which it's important to bridge the gap between IT management and curriculum in schools. So yeah, Computer Lec are very excited to see that Education Review now has a technical focus as well. And it's critical. Obviously, there's a lot of vendors out there that are doing wonderful things in education with their products, but an independent voice is critical.
The biggest challenge facing schools in Australia right now is the availability of bandwidth. I think more and more schools are starting to realise that whereas once they could be an expert in everything, it's not quite the same anymore. Anatel is a full service provider of IT and telecommunications. We provide everything from IT support, service, professional services, supply of hardware, software, and telecommunications, including internet, data, private WAN, and cloud services. So really an end-to-end full-service IT company.
We provide solutions for laptop, notebook, and tablet storage in a secure fashion for school environment, and also do a little bit outside of education as well for that particular security space. We include charging, we include syncing, in particular for iPads. We've got some product out there that will store, sync and charge at the same time. Biggest challenge we face getting onto decision makers in schools is, apart from everyone's excuse, which is timing, it's more around the fact that we need to demonstrate a benefit of our product first, and then we might get a listen in, and that sometimes proves to be difficult. And actually finding the contact name is not such an easy thing at times. But for us to gain more traction and talk to or get in front of the key people within schools is through magazines and advertising. And I think, you know, something like the Educational Review is certainly something that's going to benefit us.
3D printing system sells 3D printers, and those 3D printers melt plastic and build up objects out of 3D designs, so you can use Google SketchUp or any 3D CAD package, do a design and print it out. It's quite cheap. I mean, this model here, this bearing, is printed fully assembled all in one go. That costs about $1.80 to make. The consumables was probably cheaper than a colour photocopy.
D-Link absolutely has a very strong presence in the networking market, both from a consumer front and within the commercial space. Our role is really to try and grow our presence in that education market, really leading with our surveillance solutions. Our requests or interest in surveillance products at D-Link have grown dramatically over the last few years. Schools are finding more and more requirements to protect teachers, students, the premises. So it's a really interesting topic at the moment. I want to point out with surveillance solutions through D-Link, you can utilise a lot of the existing CCTV infrastructure. Independent reviews are really critical. It allows the decision makers to have a very clear, non-biased view of our products and competing products.
If we try and contact schools ourselves, and schools are our prime market, it's hard to get through the gatekeepers, hard to cut through the day-to-day just busyness of schools. Independent editorial reviews are incredibly important to us from a point of view of market legitimacy. we're in a position where we're trying to position ourselves as thought leaders, as people with something to add value to the process in schools, as well as a product, if you like. And from that perspective, when someone peer reviews or reviews from an independent point of view, then that market legitimacy is magic for us, and it gives us access in a way that we may not have had before.
So the Literacy Planet is an online literacy resource, and we provide to schools, students, teachers, and we cover the whole gamut of key learning areas in the English curriculum. So everything from pre-reading, sight words, phonics, spelling, reading, grammar and comprehension. Independent editorial review is really important to us. It could definitely get us the exposure that we need in the marketplace.
Netbox Blue is an Australian company that focuses on creating internet management solutions for schools and businesses. The schools have a real need to make sure that their duty of care follows those laptops around, and so cyber safety is definitely a big topic though, and it encompasses definitely the types of applications that we have to help schools, but also includes educating kids. What our software does is enables schools to listen for the silent victims, listen for the kids that are crying out, over email. So, for instance, in Facebook, they might, type an expletive, a wrong word, and post it. Our software will just block that and pop them with the screen and say, you know what, at this school we don't say that. Well, look, I think any publication, forum like a trade show, where we can help principals, deputy principals, school welfare, well-being type people understand what they can do to protect students that's what we want to get across.
Plain does some wonderful things. It provides an opportunity for teachers anywhere throughout the state to do professional learning online in a fun way. We really need to make sure that we get the message across not only to systems but to school leaders, principals, executive in schools and school teachers. I am really pleased that you're developing or publishing your tech guide. It is compatible completely with what we're doing with Plain. I see them being mutually supportive, almost a symbiotic relationship.
Promethean, a global solutions provider into education. So it's the things that many people don't associate. It's the thought leadership, the engagement with decision makers in key educational directives. It's hardware, of course, it's software alternatives, and it's a variety of solutions and integrated teaching and learning opportunities, resource development, access for teachers on training, PD, all sorts of things. An important component of all of this is ensuring that teachers have got the right training and right PD to cope with an environment that is insanely dynamic. The magazine is certainly going to be of interest in some factors. I think there'll be different levels of it. There'll be a simplified need that a teacher will have for managing their level of data, and there'll be an IT manager's need for network management, for greater data management, for data security and all sorts of other aspects. So I would really love to see that it had a couple of stages and different interest sectors.
We basically import robots from places like Taiwan, Korea and Japan. Our goal for setting up the business was to basically provide local sales and support, so you didn't have to learn Japanese or Taiwanese to actually get your robots. You would understand the education industry, we understand the product, so together there'd be a sort of a comprehensive sort of understanding of the actual what's been offered, because we can talk on a technical point of view the merits of different types of programming interfaces and features and modules and expandability, but teachers may not understand what we're talking about. So having someone else to be able to guide the understanding of what the product actually does from a teacher's point of view or from an education point of view, they might find it beneficial.
In a lot of instances, people already have the TV in the lounge room, have the fridge in their kitchen. So it's now trying to get the message across that we're also the notebook on your desk, and we're the cloud display in your administration environment as well, or we're the printer that's is doing all of your paper requirements also. We are hopefully very well respected in those areas. As far as our TV technology, we do lead the way as far as our voice recognition and our gesture recognition goes. So it's now taking that branding out of it and trying to instill it into educators, into students, and having them request our products. We need to rely on a lot of, not only word of mouth, but a lot of independent reviews to get our message across as to what our products can deliver to the market. So we don't have the kind of manpower to be hitting the streets and selling to every single person. So we're very heavily reliant on letting our products speak for themselves. And one way we do that more effectively is, giving our products to reviewers and having those independent reviews generally come out as a glowing review for us.
Education Review Tech Guide is an exciting new publication aimed squarely at key technology decision makers in the education community. For regular updates or to subscribe or advertise, visit the website. We'd also like your feedback, so jump online and let us know what you'd like to see more of in Education Review Tech Guide.